Hello, friends and neighbors. Thanks for joining us for our monumental episode 50. Woo, 50.
Crazy. Halfway to 100.
Yeah. Oh, my God. In celebration, let's do 50 first. In celebration of the occasion, we will be looking at the top athletes we believe who wore number 50. We're also going to look at our CFL Power Rankings and some hot topics before we sign off. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We love the support and we can't thank you enough. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
You can find us at Ray Benny Sports, and we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to check us out. We have a new trivia contest for this Thursday's Bomber game. 2 tickets for that game. So check that out on Twitter, Facebook. Answer the question. And, enter the draw.
Bombers are going for their 400th home victory. Will be the first CFL club to do that. So you can be there if you can answer the trivia questions that we have online. If you like what you're hearing or you want to add to the conversation, don't forget to give us a like or drop a comment in the comment section below. Let's get right into it. CFL Power Rankings, number 9. I got the 2 and 6 Edmonton Elks. Who do you got? Surprise?
Yeah.
Shocker?
Yeah. I can't take Ottawa out of that spot. How does Ottawa get out of that spot for you?
Did you not watch that last game?
I watched the Elks, but did you not watch the Ottawa game?
Man, I have more optimism for Ottawa definitely than I do for Edmonton. Edmonton, that quarterback Cornelius, it's nothing's working for Edmonton, and there's too many changes on that roster for anything to get. I'd rather them have lesser players who are a cohesive unit and enjoy being around each other than trying to look for the best player at every position. 80-something changes, bro.
Yeah.
80-something changes for Edmonton. That's too much. And then why are you going for fake field goals when you have players who don't know how to play? That's just... Edmonton's a mess. It's a hot garbage fire for me. It's a great touchdown pass from Cornelius a lot, but that's any which way, bro. That's where I'm at.
Poor Lawler.
I know.
You know what? That was your choice. You went there. Chances are now you're going to have to take less money next year because, they're going to look at your stats and go, okay, well, maybe you're not as good. If he would have went to BC, man, that guy would have raked it up in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Your choice, you went there, I guess. So it's funny. They were outscored 105-29 in the 2 games against the Lions.
That's not good. Yeah, last week I was like, it won't be as bad. It was as bad.
Cornelius only plays good against the Bombers, it seems.
Jeez,
I don't know.
And that defense, Chris Jones, when you let someone go 540 yards on your ass, that is not good.
And that's only because he came out of the game.
Yeah. Oh.
He could have broke some records. He could have broke Danny Barrett's record for passing in a game.
So that's why I have 9 Edmonton and then I have 8 Ottawa. What's your flip-flop?
I have 9 Ottawa, and I that's disgusted by Hamilton, so I put them at 8. So
are you serious?
Yeah, that was a terrible effort by them. Yeah, that's where they belong, man. When you're
Hamilton
losing,
is worse than Edmonton, or
Edmonton beat Hamilton, so to me they are actually better than them. Hamilton, you're winning a game, and then you blow it. Basically, all 3 phases: offense, defense, making mistakes. Even though the defense played pretty well, they're still making too many mistakes out there. So yeah, going back to Ottawa, I guess not much to say there. That's where they are. Number 9, Lapo had a rough night. Caleb Evans had a rough night. Even Arbuckle came in and couldn't do anything. Calgary D was just too much.
Yeah, Ottawa is also a garbage fire. Nothing's going right for Lapo. And I know I said it once Mazzoli was hurt. I'm like, this season is a wrap. They have no quarterback. They're screwed. Unless they find a miracle quarterback from some NFL cuts or something, they're done. Or they are done.
But it's Lapo too, man. His game plan, you had a good game plan the last couple of weeks, even last week. But this week, it just was non-existent. They had 5 runs late in this game only, where 20-something passes. It's like, come on, man. Figure it out. Get a better game plan. You saw that Winnipeg, actually, Oliveira was running good on Calgary.
Yeah.
Why not stick with that and see where you get, But
no, they can't do nothing because their O-line's also trash.
Yeah.
If you can't block for the running back, you got no running game going. If you can't block for the quarterback, who was also young,
they won the offseason with all those moves.
Yeah, and
they were champions.
Once Mazzoli went down, though,
But even when he was there, they were still 0-3 or whatever it was.
But that was
so.
early, and they looked at least competitive. This team does not look competitive.
They were probably losing to Saskatchewan that game anyways, too. So they were falling to at least 0-4. So
yeah, this is a much different team, though, without Mazzoli.
Oh, for sure. They need Mazzoli, but yeah. I think all around this team's just not as good as everyone was expecting them to be.
No. They're in trouble. 7, I got Montreal. I think Hamilton's better than them, too. Oh, they are trash. They got smashed, and they have the worst penalties. You can shake your head all you want. They're also 1-3 under your boy Machocha, and they're worse at penalties. It's true. Aren't they?
Oh, they're terrible.
I don't know why you're saying no. It's true. They're 1-3 under Machocha, and their penalties are worse under Machocha. That's absolutely true.
You know what? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even maybe, and everything under that is terrible. Anyways, right?
Just throw it.
6, somewhere. 7, 8, and 9 are just all terrible, no matter where you rank
4, 5,
them.
6. Oh, it's my goodness.
I mean, Saskatchewan and Toronto any given week can also be in there too, but. I have Montreal at 6, Edmonton at 7, Hamilton 8, Ottawa 9. So they're all terrible to me. Montreal, I know they were offensively weren't great, but they were in the game with the Bombers. So to me, I give them a little bit of credit for that. But there's not much to give any of these teams. So
no, they Montreal gets a rematch against the Bombers.
Yeah,
like we mentioned with the free tickets, enter the draw trivia. So goodness gracious.
We'll see if Gary Stern is guaranteeing another victory, but
how about Edmonton's owner 4 in a row? Get out of here.
I saw it too. Even with Montreal, I mean, the funny thing is they were in that game. It was 14-14, right?
Absolutely.
They just missed a field goal, and then Winnipeg gets a drive. And what does Montreal do? The thing they fired Kahari. 2 big penalties, keeping that drive alive, and Winnipeg finishes it off. So
a pyramid penalty.
Yeah.
A pyramid penalty. Yeah. I remember Benny and I were playing a golf game because Dolph fans scheduled a golf game on Bomber Game Day. So we're going to hang out with our homies. So we were listening to the game like old school on CJOB. And then we heard this pyramid penalty. It's like, that's never called. That's never called. And look at this. What a mess.
Nope.
And they asked even Willie Jefferson, what's up with Montreal? Penalties on their side.
Yeah. Penalties.
Yeah.
You had the Bombers here, and they weren't playing the best game they've played all season, and you had a chance, and you fired Kahari for these penalties, and you're still taking them.
Exactly. A huge pass interference that Rasheed Bailey drew. They continued to drive. That pyramid turned a field goal into a touchdown. There's another one that
there was another hit on Hardrick late or something like that.
That's right.
In that same drive, wasn't it? So.
Oh, Gary Stern.
Oh, Montreal.
You got to get rid of Danny Machocha. So let's see where this goes, because who do you got at 7?
7 was Montreal.
Oh,
no?
So
what am I doing here? 1, 2. Saskatchewan I have next.
Whoa, on the bye even.
That's a 5, yeah.
Okay. So 7, I got Montreal. Hamilton, I got 6.
Oh, right. 6. There he goes. Hamilton. I forgot. We forgot that you hadn't mentioned Hamilton yet.
Yeah, well, I did mention Hamilton. You mentioned them early at number 8 that I disagree with. It sucks for them that they've lost Braylon Addison, though. Maybe putting that in consideration, they are 8 because they're screwed without Braden Addison. Not that they were very good with him. And again, like you said, they had a lead and they lost it. 14-6 at the half and a third.
Okay. The 2 QB thing came to bite them in the butt because Evans was actually playing well. Then they put Schlitz in there. Or sorry, Schultz.
We'll get it right.
For a drive, and he went 2-0, and that basically almost turned the game around for that offense. After that, Evans wasn't as good.
And that again, Evans with a turnover. Oh.
Yeah. It's like, how many times, man? How many interceptions are you gonna throw?
And at the worst times, and the worst throws in the middle, like the guy's clearly covered. What did he see? I don't know.
Like you said, they had a big lead in this game, and we know Toronto's a second half team. We've seen it, and we've talked about it.
Yeah.
So, but they had to be prepared. But they just couldn't even get anything done in the second half. Offensively, their D couldn't make decent plays. Special teams again.
Yeah.
Man, they're not the team that they were for the last 2 seasons at all. Hamilton.
No, there was an interesting comment on the social medias about Hamilton also losing part of their heart. Maybe with Reinbold leaving in the room, and also Sanders leaving the room, and Brandon Banks leaving the room. They lost, some core leadership. So maybe also that's why, because they still have veterans everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, they're not that much different from the last couple of years. Maybe their O-line isn't as good, but
Yeah.
but you don't expect what's coming out of them half the time. And how many games have they been winning into the second half and blown them, right?
Lots.
So, yeah. So, and they get the rematch with Toronto next week as well. So you lose again, you're basically, you're fighting for that second place at that point. So,
especially if you lose at home.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
You can't. Speaking of the Argos, I got them at 5. They're 4-3. They're the cream of the crop in the East. What? I'm not lying.
I know, it's just terrible.
Good finish. Special teams, defense, and offense stepped up to win the battle of the QEW, as they call it over there.
Yeah, I mean, they scored 28 of the final 31 points in that game, so you tell how bad they wanted it or took it away from Hamilton and how bad Hamilton was. Yeah, I mean, Harris didn't do much. I think he was held under 50.
Yep.
BLT, McLeod Bethel-Thompson had a good second half again.
3 last names.
Yeah, but a lot of mistakes. Hamilton just made a lot of mistakes and just gave this, opened that door for Toronto to come back into it.
Yeah.
So.
And props to that Toronto O-line. Due to injuries, they're playing an all-Canadian O-line. And Hamilton came out fierce on them. They had like 3 sacks in the first quarter and a half. And then they just shut it down. And they protected McLeod Bethel-Thompson. 3 last names. Law firm. I saw that one online today. Law firm. That's a good nickname for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Andrew Harris. Harris hasn't got a touchdown this year.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he got a 2-point
even in that game where he had
yeah. But he hasn't tasted the end zone. So.
Yeah, ever since that big game there, it's been 2 games of not much action from him. So.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, but they definitely need him, and then maybe they don't get in these holes like this. But we saw last week them losing to Ottawa was terrible all around, and somehow they got it done against Hamilton this week. So
yeah,
I think that East is, I mean, the winner of the East is probably going to be under 500 record wise.
Wow.
So the winner. So
what's going on with Brandon Banks?
Yeah, he got relegated to backup role, eh?
Wow. Like we all thought that he'd take a step back, but this.
Well, I guess because what's his name? Eric Rogers came back.
Yeah.
So yeah, he took a step back there, but maybe Hamilton saw something because you're thinking, absolutely, would Hamilton really get rid of a receiver who's actually pretty good? Yeah. I know he's making good money, but if he was still the same kind of guy, they probably would have kept him there. But like you were saying, maybe it's a trade-off. Maybe he's just not as good in Toronto, but he would have been better in Hamilton, and maybe it would have helped Hamilton better. But I don't know.
Who knows?
But
who knows? That's a disappointment.
He hasn't done much there at all, and maybe he doesn't even last the whole season there.
They got the win, though. They got the win this week.
But I will put, hold on, I have Saskatchewan, though, at number 5 and Toronto at number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got that flip-flopped. I got Saskatchewan at 4, staying there with a bye.
They can Saskatchewan next week and put Edmonton out of their misery by beating them.
Wow.
Wow. You really think if Saskatchewan go to 5 wins, you think Edmonton's going to get the 5 wins?
No, it's just so early. It's just so early to talk about clinching and elimination.
We're going to be talking soon about the Bombers resting players for the rest of the season. It's going to get ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just kidding on that one, but.
And you know what? To be honest with you, I don't. People say, "Oh, this is a reflection on the quality of the league." It's just ebbs and flows. So it's a coincidence that every team in the East sucks. They've had the worst luck with injuries, other than Edmonton's been pretty bad too, but they also are horrible. I shouldn't say the word suck. They're not very good. So yeah, Saskatchewan.
It's usually at least 2 teams in the East or 1 team in the East that are actually pretty good, and then the other ones are kind of crappy, right?
Yeah.
But this year, it's like all of them are pretty bad. Like I know Toronto's got a winning record, but wait till they start playing maybe more of the West, and then we'll see where they are. But yeah, this year, I mean, you got 2 teams at 2-6 now, right? And Ottawa is 1-7, I guess. So it's weak. It's terrible.
And Saskatchewan got the Elks coming up this week.
Yeah. So.
Elks, Jesus. So 3-2-1. Are those kind of pretty much the same as last week?
Same as for me last week, yeah.
Yeah.
So Calgary, BC, Winnipeg.
Yeah, congrats to that Coach Killam in Calgary for getting his first professional head coaching win with John Huffnagel looking all grumpy again on the sideline.
Over his shoulder.
Oh, that guy's face. He's just grumpy. He's like Cal Murphy. Maybe that's where he gets it from Cal Murphy. He's just so grumpy.
Especially for a guy that's won quite a bit, you know. Smile every once in a while, bro.
Not until he lifts the cup up. Then he smiles, but other than that, he's so grumpy. But good for him.
Mitchell didn't have much of a night. Couldn't get much going. Couldn't even break the record passing Henry Burris.
How many yards away was he? Like,
I think he's still 143, I believe, or something like that.
Away or
was he at 143 only to start the game?
So then maybe he's like 4.
Maybe I read that wrong. Yeah, so he's only like 5 away or something like that.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But what an ugly game. That's probably one of the worst games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all the turnovers in that Winnipeg Montreal game, and then this one, Calgary D, was all over Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
They had 5 turnovers in a whole game, and then the only touchdown was a interception return for a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So, it was not a very good game at all. And Ottawa had a chance, just like Montreal had a chance to beat Winnipeg. Ottawa had a chance to beat Ottawa, Ottawa had a chance to beat Calgary.
Yeah.
But obviously they could not get it done, and the mistakes probably doomed them. And again, Calgary's a better team, so in the end of it, they came out on top.
Yeah, they have what's that backup that came in for Kareem Carey?
Dedrick Mills.
He played a good game.
Yeah.
He had 100 yards or so, but he's not Kareem Carey.
No.
I think this game could have been a lot more out of hand if Kareem Carey was in there. They would have chewed up more clock and had easier scoring opportunities, because I think he's the best back in the league right now, yeah?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. So it's not that Calgary's bad. It's just that they're better with him. And like we talked about 2 weeks, this is not Bo Levi Mitchell's team anymore. He's good. No. He's capable, but he's got to let go to... And this is even more proof that Kareem Carey is that important.
Yeah, well, exactly. The offense couldn't click at all without him in there. Even though Dedrick Mills was running quite a bit, the offense still didn't click and didn't end up with any touchdowns or anything. So, 3 field goals? No, 4 field goals. And Rene Padres, he missed one too. So
guy, he
actually missed one.
That's huge. What about that rookie Titus Wall?
Yeah,
for Calgary, 2 picks I think this game. One went for a pick 6.
1 for 6. Yeah.
The second pick 6 of the year. That guy, him and Schoen neck and neck for Western Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Schoen's winning that.
Offense always wins it over defense.
It is. Yeah. But in the end, it's usually defense that wins. So
the games.
We'll see. Yeah, the games. Yeah. Who cares about the individual trophies? You want that one at the end.
Speaking of trophies, this Nathan Rourke. And this is the matchup next week. Calgary and BC.
Calgary, BC.
That'll be huge. But Nathan Rourke, get out of here. This guy first half. Again, you people with the hate online, shut up. Shut up. You say, it's because he's playing losing teams. Look, what other quarterbacks are putting up these numbers against those same teams? Nobody.
Even Clarles is struggling against these teams. And Clarles is having a pretty good season. So,
but wow, that BC team, eh?
Wow, that offense, if it's clicking, it's going to be hard to stop. Burnham was back. You have all those receivers, Rhymes. Who are the guys I'm missing right now? Whitehead. There's 4 of them that were over 100 or right around 100. And he just spreads it around, and it's like, who's he going to go to next? Who do I stop? Who do I focus on? Well, you can't. If all those guys are healthy, it's going to be tough. And the guy ended up with 477 yards. Only 3 incompletions.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns, and he ran for 1.
This guy
Unreal.
Went 24 in a row, completions in a row. He did not miss a completion from the 15-minute mark left in the second quarter on, or the 10-minute mark on. He did not miss a pass. 3 touchdown receptions for Dominic Rhymes in the. Oh my god, they're fun to watch.
Chris Jones, man, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing good.
But his 91.9% completion percentage, the 3rd best single CFL, and then he broke his own passing yards for a Canadian QB.
Yeah, easy.
So it's at 477 now. So, and they took him out early, right?
Like
he probably could have broke that even more. So.
He's on pace to break Ricky Ray's passing percentage in the season.
He's
crazy. At 80 right now, and Ricky Ray was pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, man. You want to see these young guys take off, right?
Yeah. Overrated quarterbacks don't do that.
So, them BC Calgary next week, that's the must-watch game of the week for sure.
Yeah, don't overlook BC's defense either. They got like 5-6 sacks.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all over it. So
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
that's gonna be a fun one.
they're getting better and better. Who do you got at
Yeah.
number one?
This one was tough. It took me a little while, and I had to search quite a
Yes.
bit. But I put Winnipeg at number one.
Well, way to be brave. I got them
Uh,
at one as well.
yeah,
What can you do? They
that
find
game
ways
was
to win.
ugly game. But hey, they. The thing is, if you're the team playing the Bombers, put them away because if you let them stay, if the game's gonna be close by the fourth quarter, Bombers are gonna finally go, okay, this is enough. Let's go
Yep.
finish this thing,
This is
and they'll
ours.
do it. So when you have that opportunity, these teams they have to try and put them away.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it and letting Winnipeg, when they're having their worst games, 3 interceptions for Quarles, a fumble.
Oh my goodness.
And even with that, they were still tied or they were still winning the game.
Yeah.
And then they were tied in the game. It's like no team who's had that many turnovers should be in a game. So
Absolutely not.
yeah. But they pulled it out. They're 9-0.
Yeah.
The defense was pretty good, even with all the turnovers.
Of course
I think
it
they
is.
only allowed 6 points off those turnovers. Trevor Harris was in trouble all game. 276 total yards of offense, but 75 was at the end. So
Yeah.
defense again, man. They get the job done when the offense is struggling, and they just help each other out.
Yeah, the beginning, especially the offense, looked like a team that has played 4 games in 19 days.
Yeah,
That's 4 games every 5 days, less.
and on the road,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it was hot in Montreal. It was plus 36. So that's another big factor that's gonna hurt a team that's played that many games in that short of time.
And they pulled it out. Oliveira, second game in a row. I'm glad he's shutting me up. You know me, I was an Augustine proponent since the offseason. But Oliveira's really stepped into the role now. Another 90 yards, over 5-yard average. And you need a running back like that to finish games.
Yeah, just pound away at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Get that tired team already on the other side of the ball just to basically quit and give up. So,
and I say this with apprehension, but props to Leggio and the punting game. Like that guy has no, I'm not gonna say nothing about the kicking game. That's all good, but just I'm gonna leave it at that. Good punting.
Careful. Yeah, careful.
I know, careful. Careful. But what a team. Janarin Grant had a great game.
Yeah, no, punt return for a touchdown. He made 2 tackles too.
Yeah, yeah, and a huge
least.
first down catch. Oh man, he's gonna.
Dalton Schoen with number 7.
This guy's at like 600 plus yards, 640 something.
Yeah,
7 touchdowns. Oh my!
Yeah,
Almost
leads the
40
league.
receptions. Jeez,
Yeah.
What a find! Who found that one? Daddy Mac.
I don't
Ted
know,
Gouveia?
but whoever did should be in line for a GM job next year.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like we have any say. What are they gonna do when Ellington comes back? That's gonna be a tight rotation right there, eh? So many packages, the options.
Yeah, they got so many guys they can use. It'll be nice to finally see Dembski, Ellingson, and Schoen in a lineup together with Bailey too, right?
Yeah.
Time to get those 4 receiver sets. You still got Wolotarski out there, man.
Oh,
He made some wicked catches in that game too.
what a dime drop,
Jeez,
eh? What a dime drop from Caleros right into there for. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's a pretty stacked wide receiver group, and yeah, it should challenge BC's wide receiver group as well. So
Yeah.
you can't say that they have a terrible wide receiver group or anything like that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do the rest of the way.
Oh, heads up to the CFL, talking about the rest of the way, the rest of the CFL teams. This is a Bomber team who has 6 home games left in their last 9, and they have 3 bye weeks to rest up.
I hope that doesn't mess with them either, though, because that's a lot of bye weeks in a short amount of time. So
Yeah, I'm a proponent of veterans, and they have a lot of them. So I think they're one of those rooms that are locked in when they have to be.
Does that include also the possible playoff bye week?
Oh, I'm not talking about
Or is that on top of that? Yeah, I'm just. This is a question. Possible, I say. Possible.
Yeah, this is not including the possible.
Wow, so that could be 4.
That.
Wow.
It could be.
Are they clinching Labor Day?
Oh my goodness, have they not clinched already?
Well, Hamilton's what 2-6. They have 10 games left. No, 12 games still, right? So no.
Theoretically.
Yeah, no, 2-6. So 8. Yeah, so 10 games left. So they're getting close.
Yeah,
Hamilton's only got 10 games left, so the most they can get is 12 wins. So
it's getting close. Wow.
Yeah, we'll shelve that for now.
All right. Join us later on this week for our preview and predictions of CFL Week 10 action. And again, don't forget those free tickets, trivia, Ray and Benny on all social media applications. Let's move on. Let's celebrate episode 50 with the greatest players to wear number 50. Who do you got? Give me your first one, Brother Benny.
It was tough to find many at number 50, or with the number 50, but David Robinson sticks out for me from the San Antonio Spurs.
Dolphin.
He's a pretty good one. Dolphin.
Shout out to the Dolphin. He was impressive. And this is a guy who came into the league late, yeah? Because he had to do his duty for the Navy. So he had a couple more prime years that he could have been in there, and I'm sure his tutelage did well for Tim Duncan as well.
Yeah, he finally got his ring too after that asterisk win season.
I didn't say it. I didn't say that. For my number 50, I'm going to go really old school and go to a pillar of a player who really turned the Raiders into a championship, or at least a respectable franchise, and that's Jim Otto. Number 50, amazing lineman for the Raiders. This dude, as an O-lineman, never missed a game. Never missed a game.
That's crazy.
210 straight. They're playing 14-game seasons at the time. So, number 50, Jim Otto from the Raiders. I've always said that I'd be a Raiders fan if the Steelers weren't around. Or if they decided to move cities, I'd be like, I'm out. Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders, that logo and everything always had that little bit of a lure to it. It kind of pulls you in. Until you look deeply at it and go, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, it got me. I for sure would be silver and black. I'm just saying, I'm telling you people, friends and neighbors. Who else do you got on the list?
Sticking to the NFL as well and going with Mike Singletary, linebacker of the Chicago Bears.
How can you not?
Yeah, enough said, really.
Those
not much else you can expound on that.
Friends and neighbors, if you know why he was called the Samurai, put that in the comment section. Why was Mike Singletary called the Samurai?
Yeah.
You can't win the bomber tickets that way, but help us out. But what an amazing guy with those crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes, yeah.
Hey, just wide open, even when he was a coach for your Niners.
Oh, yeah. Let's not bring that up. I mean,
Why?
he was
his best.
Let's just say he was a way better linebacker than he was a coach.
Well, the situation he was put in wasn't very good, and he made Vernon Davis a man.
You know what? The only thing I give him credit for is flipping Vernon Davis around.
Yeah.
You know, and Vernon Davis went off after that, had his best career. As Singletary was gone already, but
yeah,
you know, it did help Vernon Davis. He did help Vernon Davis.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad locker room. It was just a bad roster, and that's not his fault.
They weren't terrible. They were supposed to be. I mean, Harbaugh went and took that same pretty much roster and started winning with it. So Singletary had a decent roster. Might have been still early in some of these guys' careers.
Yes, exactly. That's huge.
He just couldn't get them to the next step though at all. So
no, you need games.
He had chances. He was there for a few seasons at least.
Yeah, not bad.
But his offenses were always terrible.
Who's his quarterbacks?
Alex Smith, but he could never find Alex Smith, Sean Hill. He can just never find a good offensive coordinator either though. So
we'll talk about that soon. Soon enough. NFL action. For my last number 50, I got the coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Let's go CFL, Mike O'Shea. One of the greatest linebackers, never mind the passport, in CFL history. In the 90s, he played for Toronto and Hamilton and was just dominant.
Dominant for sure. Special teams too. He was just dominant all over. Just
a great Canadian kid. Now he's getting that success. Again, if he wins the Grey Cup this year, statue worthy. For sure. And I mean, how many did he win as a player? It's quite a bit too. So he's got a lot of rings already. He played with Flutie, eh? Yeah. Oh, for sure. He got some ring there. So he's got rings. And he played with Danny Mack in Hamilton, probably. Possibly. I can't remember for sure, but. Yeah, maybe he was in the Grey Cup here when Danny Mack was at Silverados. That's a long story. We'll go into that one another week, friends and neighbors. Maybe we can get Danny Mack on here talk about his days at Silverados. Let's do some quick shots before we get out of here. Mason Appleton signed. Thoughts on that? Probably a little bit too much money. It depends where they're. It was 3 years, $2 million per, something like that, or just around there, just over 2, and then 2.1 something. Yeah, I mean, it depends where if they're thinking he's top 9, I guess it's a decent contract. But if he's playing on that fourth line, probably a little bit too much for the guy for what he brings. But we'll see. He's had up and downs here in Winnipeg. He's had some good, almost shown like he's about to come out, and then kind of drops off again, and he fades back into the background. So depends what he can do.
and that'll be telling of what this contract is, if it was good or not.
Yeah, if we're really going into a defensive system with Rick Bowness, I think this is a great deal for a kid like this. He's a great skater. He's up and down the ice. He's very physical. And maybe with a consistency and a better locker room, knock on wood, hopefully with the Winnipeg Jets, I think this is a great, especially a third-line signing. My goodness. I think it's a good value. It's a good value for the kid. If he sucks, we're in trouble. But other than that,
yeah. Well, it's 3 years of it, so
yeah. I like the kid. I've been an Appleton fan, so I'm okay.
I've liked him too, and I'd like to see him succeed and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. But until we see what Bonus is going to throw out there, it's hard to tell.
Oh, that'll be so interesting. Can't wait. Kareem Hunt from the Cleveland Browns wants a trade.
Trade him. I say that as a Nick Chubb owner in fantasy football.
Yeah,
until he steals all the stuff.
What's the best destination for Hunt, do you feel?
It's hard. Like, there's really, I don't see any situation out there where he's going to end up being the number one guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that he would be a big compliment for, but is anyone actually going to pay for, more than what Cleveland is paying as a complimentary player, right? Mm-hmm. Your best spot is maybe even going to Houston, because as far as I can tell, Houston doesn't really have any starting running backs at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a great destination for him.
Excuse me.
That I think where he would go, where he'd be the top of the guy.
Who's your starting running back in San Fran?
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, there's your complimentary back right there.
Yeah, but the guys they just drafted some. I don't think they're gonna grab a Kareem Hunt and pay him what he probably wants to get paid. Not even close. So
does he want a huge raise?
He wants a raise from what he's making, so that's the whole issue with what he's doing here.
Too bad.
Maybe in Baltimore actually would be a good one.
They do need a running back.
They do, and most of their guys that they were banking on are hurt or coming off injuries from last year. So
yeah, we'll see if Cleveland would trade them within.
Probably not, but they already told Kareem Hunt no already. No. They're not trading him. So
yeah, we'll see how much of a fuss he makes.
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone throws a good pick at you, you're probably taking it. So
and he does not have much leverage. Cleveland is one of the teams that actually gave him a chance after all the BS that he went through. So.
Yeah, and last year was coming off injuries too, so it's not like he played a lot last year to even show, hey, these are my numbers were fantastic.
Yeah, so he might be just sitting around doing nothing. Who knows? Shout out. You got a shout out? Shout out.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my Napoli boy, Lorenzo Insigne, who scored his first goal for Toronto FC in the MLS on the weekend. It was a beauty too.
Oh yeah, cheers to that. Or shout out to that.
Shout out to that.
Let's keep it in the game of football. I have Canadian striker Jonathan David, who scored 2 games for Lille in the opening weekend of Ligue 1 in the French against Auxerre. Ligue 1 Uber Eats, if you're down with the sponsorship game. That's so ridiculous. Are you serious?
They have Uber Eats in there too now?
Imagine CFL FedEx. Or NFL, whatever.
Maybe don't say it for the CFL. They might do it.
Well, they need to because they need money. I'm surprised the French Premier League would be doing that. But yeah, it's called Ligue Uber Eats. But anyways, he scored 2 goals. Wow, off track. He scored 2 goals. The first one was a beauty. He crossed over the defender to move to his left foot, kicked it in the far side of the net. Second goal was like a one-timer into the yawning cage. Is it the yawning cage in soccer?
Yeah, still the same thing.
All right, excellent.
Maybe not cage, yawning net. I don't know, but
yawning net.
That sounds weird.
Okay, fair enough. Benny, do you have anything to say to our friends out there?
You know what? Just thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to enter the contest and have a good couple days.
And in the famous words of Bill Parcells, one of my favorite coaches of all time, no matter how much you've won, no matter how many games, no matter how many championships, no matter how many Super Bowls, you're not winning now. So you stink. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.